This week, track kicks off the home outdoor season. Freshman campus beats the Blas. Art classes put on a show. MCHS bands go down south. And students take on staff at the pep rally. All of that and more on the Warrior Weekly. Good morning, Warriors, and welcome to this week's edition of the Warrior Weekly. Presented by the Warrior Student Media, I'm Cameron Borg.
And I'm Caden Borg. This week, freshmen play carnival games, the FEC Art Show kicks off, and MCHS bands play nationwide. Literally.
But first, MCHS played host to 7 schools for a track invitational this past Friday to kick off their home track season.
Last Friday, the McHenry track and field team hosted its first home invitational meet in over a decade. Schools from all over the area traveled to McHenry to compete at our very own Trackin' at McCracken event. Senior track star Kelly Huerta explains why this meet is special to the team.
So today's the first time we have like a co-ed invitational meet. So it's really exciting seeing like the guys and the girls and us hosting the meet. So I'm definitely excited, and it's like a brand new meet. So we're gonna have like whoever places first is going to be like on the record board for this meet, so it's going to be really fun.
Senior thrower Gavin Cueto knows the weight of competing on home turf and is prepared to succeed.
I'm ready for this. I'm ready for the invite. I hope we can win as a team here and represent McHenry.
Running at McCracken adds extra pressure and a sense of pride to each McHenry competitor, but Huerta is excited for the moment.
I think both. Pressure-wise, just because I really want to do well at the meet. I mean, we're hosting, and so I really want to do well for the team and for myself. And pride because it is, like I said before, it is the first time we're going to do this meet, so it's kind of fun, and, you know, having the team and it being co-ed just makes it like 10 times better, in my opinion. So I'm really excited for that.
Cueto and Huerta reflect on their goals for Friday's meet.
For both to win, the goal is to win in discus today. I think our goal as a team we should be able to win. We're a pretty good team in our conference right now.
And team goals is just for everyone to have fun. It's going to be really exciting to see new girls compete on the outdoor season, so I'm really excited for that.
Both McHenry boys and girls track teams are traveling to Vernon Hills this weekend to compete once again. Good luck to all athletes this season. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Matea Masic, Olivia Townsend, Carter Neiman, and Caden Bunting.
Our track team heads to Vernon Hills this Saturday. Good luck.
Now, a huge focus on the freshman campus has been on attendance. Students who met a certain attendance percentage had the opportunity to attend the first annual Beat the Blas Carnival.
At McHenry High School's freshman campus, students were awarded with the Beat the Blas Carnival that included fun games, prizes, and sweet treats if they achieved a 90% attendance rate. Principal Mr. Gregory Iserman explains where this idea came from.
Just sort of my philosophy in general, I like the idea of incentives over consequences. So if I think it's always better for students to kind of put a goal in front of them rather than just punish them every time they don't do something we like. So when we met as a team, our goal was to let's put something in front of the freshmen to try to motivate them. You know, those mornings you're having a hard time, instead of taking a mental health day or calling in sick, can you make through, right? Like missing school is a big deal.
Attending freshmen give advice for incoming 8th graders on how to keep their 90% attendance rate up throughout the year.
I feel like I really persevered through maybe a day that I was having that was rough, and I didn't really want to go to school, but I just really went to school anyway, and just knew that it would help me in the long run. So
another good thing is to take every now and then take just one day. Keep yourself over 90, but if you have a feeling like you're having a really, really tough time, just take a day to relax so you don't have to take a week or two because of something that happens.
Come to school, do your work.
Take it seriously because it's not nothing like middle school.
Many students explain how Beat the Blas and similar events motivated them to work hard and show up for their daily responsibilities.
This is pretty good.
Kind of raise the incentive just a tad bit more. Make it so that people who usually don't care to come in have something that makes them want to start coming to school. Makes it feel like they truly earn something a little bit more for actually showing up.
These being more frequent or something like that. Probably do more activities for kids. More fun instead of just having homework every day.
It just like gives you something to like work towards, you know. I like to look forward to. Like having things to do as a freshman, it like just helps you get through a week, or like it's just something to do with your friends, you know. Hang out and do whatever.
Keeping your attendance up during your second semester has always been a hard task. This year's freshmen did an amazing job keeping up their attendance rate. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly were Ari Juarez, Amberlyn Carlson, Ellie Machashik, and Nate Gibson. Have a great week, Warriors.
Good work to FC students who had over 90% attendance.
Seniors, you just got an email from Mrs. Frederick about a free senior t-shirt. Make sure you answer that survey by tomorrow in order to be eligible.
Next, MCHS art students have the chance to put their work on display at the FEC Art Show, happening this week at MCC.
Students involved in the art programs at their schools have worked hard on their art pieces throughout the year, and now they have the opportunity to showcase their work at MCC for the FEC Art Show. Hampshire Art Director Miss Laura LaRue, the head of this year's FEC Art Show, gives us an inside look into what it takes to set up this event each and every year.
Well, every school year, as just being part of an artist or part of an art class, the goal is to display the work and all of the hard work that all the students have put into their pieces throughout the school year. And for all of us to be able to participate in this show is a really wonderful thing. We have this huge space here, but because there are 10 schools in the conference, we all get a very small amount of display space. So really, we only bring the best of the best work to this show. And so it's kind of prestigious for the students to be able to participate in it.
With such a wide range of pieces that can be chosen from 2D to 3D, one of MCHS's art teachers, Ms. Drufke, who is heavily involved in the art conference each year, explains the process of selecting each and every piece to be displayed.
So it's always a very difficult decision. So that it's two parts. We have a limited amount of space, and we have to pick from the awesome artwork that was submitted for the show. So it's kind of like a puzzle piece too. We have a limited amount of space. We have to see what we can fit where based on all the best pieces that we have.
While art shows not only inspire students, Ms. Drufke explains what even teachers take out of the show each and every year.
Every year I'm so inspired and in awe with all the artworks that are created, not just from our students, but from all of the high schools. We gain inspiration for our own lessons as to how we can change things up. But my favorite part is just seeing all the talented artwork on display in one place.
Senior Brianna Sorensen, who has had the opportunity to showcase 2 of her pieces in this year's art show, explains her favorite parts about it each year.
I really like seeing other schools' art. It's always really interesting when you look at the art. You can kind of see what classes the other schools offer. Because I've seen, I know last year, I've seen a bunch of like metalworking stuff, which is also really interesting.
Selected art pieces will continue to be on display in the Epping Gallery, Student Gallery, and Art Space Room 144 at MCC until April 13th. Congratulations to all the talented artists at MCHS who were selected to participate in this art show. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly were Alyssa Thomas, Megan Machashik, and Lex Bach.
Over spring break, MCHS bands had the chance to perform across the nation, making stops in Memphis and New Orleans.
Our nationwide bands represented MCHS well during the 2024 MCHS Band Tour.
Over spring break, the MCHS Band program traveled to Memphis, Tennessee, and New Orleans, Louisiana for their biannual music tour. Students got the opportunity to perform, receive feedback, and explore the cities. The planning for this trip took many months, with band director Ryan Cabildo working to ensure students have a good time.
A lot went into this planning. It really all started a year ago, right after our last trip, actually, to Nashville, where we literally got back, and the week after, I was already talking to travel companies, brainstorming ideas for what we wanted to do, where we wanted to go, what sort of events or places we wanted to see. So really, it was almost like 9 or 10 month process.
In addition to planning the trip itself, a lot of preparation went into the musical aspects of the trip. Senior Rachel Kaminsky worked hard to ensure that she was confident on her parts.
So before we went on the trip, we were given our set list of music we'd have to bring and have to play. So aside from looking over and practicing the general music, I looked for pieces that I wanted to improve on significantly. So like for one of our pieces, Come Sunday, we had a specific clinic on that. So that's one I focused on.
Trips like these provide students with not only great musical experiences, but also an opportunity to see different cultures and audiences. Cabildo shares why he thinks these trips are valuable experiences.
I think that, these trips for music students are really important because they allow They allow folks to get a sort of real world type music experience that puts them outside of just our immediate community. Not only were students able to experience the culture and events of all these different places, but also be able to perform for brand new communities as well that obviously otherwise wouldn't be able to hear us play.
There were many things to enjoy for those who attended this trip, with something fun for everyone. Kaminsky and Cabildo reflect back on their favorite moments of the trip.
My favorite part, okay, well, two things. One, I love the bus ride there and back. I just love long car rides and being able to hang out with friends for so long. I enjoyed that. But I also really loved the live music that we got to hear.
I think my favorite part of the trip was, and this is a story I told some of the students as well, was the jazz ensemble performed at this historic, jazz club, to call it, down in New Orleans called the Palm Court. And a lot of this trip actually was inspired by the same trip I took when I was in high school myself. And we played at that exact same venue and had a lot of the exact same experiences. And it was very, I guess, cathartic or just generally satisfying for me to see a lot of the current students and a lot of these young musicians experience the same kind of really inspiring thing that I experienced when I was a student myself.
These trips will continue to leave an impact on band students at MCHS for many years to come. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Emmanuel Sanchez, Coco Levesque, Gavin Alaric, and Colin Chanowski.
Oh, you'll never find another treat you like.
Teachers like Mr. Galvicius, Mrs. L, and Mr. Curlop bumped set and spiked their way to MCHS fame during the spring pep rally this past week.
FC students took home the victory in their game, while the UC staff made a statement against the juniors and seniors.
This past Friday, all grades gathered in the main gym for the final spring spirit rally, where prom committee announced prom court and staff played students in a volleyball game. Mr. Madsen discusses the benefits of having students in the same environment during spirit rallies.
The school pep rallies are that we bring over the freshman campus, and it's like a whole school activity event with 2,000 plus kids. I think that's awesome. I think the freshman campus gets to see kind of the upper campus and the pride that all of our student body has collectively. And then we get to celebrate whatever the focus is, whether it's a spring one like right now, or if it's the other activities going on in the fall, winter, as well as sports. So I think bringing them back, because we went away from them for a while, has been really positive, and it's great to have them all at the upper campus, all together.
Pep Rally committee member Vic Camacho explains the planning process of the spirit rallies and how they decided on a staff versus student volleyball game.
The Pep Rally team meets up every week, so we kind of just draft ideas, we write them down on whiteboard.
If you're interested in joining the Pep Rally committee, contact Mr. Stengel or go to the Center for Student Life. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly were Kylie Chanowski, Allie Casey, McKenna Harvey, and Emily Ostrander.
Congrats to the juniors and seniors on prom court.
That's all for today's show. Be sure to follow the Warrior Weekly on all social media platforms, including X, Insta, and TikTok.
For Caden Bork and all of Warrior Student Media, I'm Cameron Bork. Have a great week, Warriors.